welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. We've just done our recap, so I would encourage you to check the previous iterations of our adventure on our YouTube channel if you're just joining us for the first time. There's lots there. You'll catch on, don't worry. So, just to dive right in, because I do hope to make some excellent headway tonight. I've got loads of dangerous new things to throw at you. You guys had circled around the square after most of you sneaking out of the tavern, and the rest of you, well, Wilhelm, Cairning your way out, as you said. So you've met up at the back end of the square, and you were just about to try and secure lodgings, I believe.
Pretty much. Saoirse sprained her ankle, needs rest and medical care, but away from, all these people chasing the whole party.
Oh, yes. I know you are a little injured. Let's see here. So.
Would like to treat that.
All right. Well, you probably don't want to do it in the street.
No, I think we are in the street, but kind of out of the main roads. We're in some back alleyways or whatever, where a lot of homes are. Something like that.
There's a lot of private domiciles all over this town because of the nature of it. And actually, what I'm going to do real quick, you guys go ahead and discuss. I'm going to pull up a map of the town, actually in Roll20 real quick.
Yes, yeah.
All right, so...
I think before we broke, we had all put forward a different kind of notion about where we should try and shelter. Listener had suggested just an empty building, someplace we can lay low where there's no one to give us away.
That. It's not a terrible idea either.
Yeah.
I would say that an empty building doesn't afford us any assistance from the people who live here, so... Just a thought. I mean, if we were able to find shelter with someone who already lives in that house, they could lock the door. It wouldn't be suspicious that the door was locked. Someone could answer the door if the Wraith Guard came looking for us.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that we can't get with an empty building. Just a thought.
Also proposed looking for the House of Benevolence. Possibly seeking shelter since they are a separate entity from the Wraith Guard. Have no allegiance to them.
There we go.
Well, I think there was something mentioned about the Becklerites looking for us. One of 3 organizations that were looking for us, if I'm not mistaken.
One of 3, indeed. You are being hounded by way more than that.
So I would think that might not be as safe a location as you might think, but maybe just kind of a one person house, maybe like a little shack over there, not so suspicious, might be better.
Potentially.
Because I mean they'd have to call somebody if they were gonna subdue us by force. If you're gonna go into the Becklerites hall, they could easily have those numbers already present.
Potentially.
The Benevolist are not attached to the Becklerites either.
They are correct.
But
they are well
us.
known to offer sanctuary, much in the same way the church did back in the early days. They do not allow any type of violence or that type of nonsense in their establishments at penalty of, say, the Wraith Guard getting cut off from future care. They will not breach that contract.
So is that somewhere we could expect to receive sanctuary?
Yes.
Because I don't.
Yeah, without question. Unless somebody has infiltrated the Bechlorite ranks, which is not impossible, but unlikely. If someone has infiltrated Bechlorite ranks, then potentially you could have a problem. But if not, that's fine. Granted, they're not going to lie, most likely. If somebody says, hey, are so-and-so in here, they'll be like, yeah, we're harboring them, but you can't have them.
But I can understand your concerns too, considering the first place we found shelter did turn on us.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that a terrorist organization would have its roots everywhere and would be able to find some way to make a benefit out of us being captured.
Terrorist? Oh my goodness. Terrorist, even. How horrific.
We're not supposed to know about the
No,
Black
I'm just
Crows?
joking. It depends on what side of
Sure.
that argument you're on. Heroes to some, terrorists to others, you know. If you lived in a Bechlorite city, they'd probably think of it as terrorist.
I mean, I'm highly intelligent and I have these new empathetic skills. If I put myself in the shoes of Sly Nye, someone who's been developing a massive network and trying to develop his own informants and put together this massive thing of the somnambulist and get all the prophecies and make sure he knows he has his fingers in different pies and knows all this stuff and tries to figure this stuff out. What if we follow one of these somnambulists and figure out like a key, like something really important, more crucial than what he's done? Wouldn't that make him feel kind of bad?
Possibly. It's hard to say.
Doesn't he want to know what we know?
Sinai is also a lady.
Yes.
And it's also
Oh,
Sinai.
do I know that?
Sinai
Sinai
is from the
Sinai
other game.
is definitely a female.
Do I know that?
That's common knowledge.
Oh crap! Wow. I'm
No,
so
it's all right.
sorry.
It's all right.
Retcon.
As we walk, listener is observing the ranks of buildings that we passed for any that seem decrepit or abandoned.
Now, honestly, most of the buildings here are inhabited. It's real kind of packed in. Most of the buildings have been pieced together with intent. There's a chance you'll find one that's not.
Hey, I'll roll for it if necessary. I don't mind failing a roll.
All right. What do you want to look for specifically? And I
don't
asked
really...
this as an OWM. What are you looking for to determine an inhabited structure over one that isn't? Because you guys don't really do houses.
Indeed. From observation, it seems that people leave all these sorts of like things around. Like they'll have tools that look like they're in decent shape. They'll have a door on the front of it, probably, if they can manage. There won't be just junk laying everywhere. I'll also say that I would look for places where maybe the roof is in poor condition. I'm quite a big fan of the sunlight, but most people like to keep it off of them in the day.
Okay.
And I would also look for a very high concentration of spirits in case we can just find a haunted house that's scaring people off.
That's a possibility. I will say that the area is rife with spirits. It's actually a little distracting because there are so many. Being this close to the fringe, mainly. You know, there's a lot of people that died here when the blight fell.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that continue to die here on the fringe. But yeah, if you want, go ahead and give me a perception roll. Solid.
Oh. Not bad. Let me, I forgot to toggle my advantage. So just hold that second one. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, actually, you do see one. You notice the ground outside, the layer of constant dust that seems to settle everywhere here is undisturbed. There's no new refuse on the outside. There's no lights from inside. You think it's probably
Okay.
bereft of life.
Okay. Well, since I've got Sersha on my shoulder, I guess we're both heading that direction.
Everybody following?
I got no choice.
Good point. Good point. All right. All right. Well, if everyone is following, you'll reach the building. Let's see. So you guys basically, do you see the number 2 on your city map there? Okay.
Indeed.
So the first sandstone dwelling to the right of it. That'll be about where you're at.
Okay.
So there's a red door. It looks like it's actually made of compacted stone, thin stone, kind of made into almost a light concrete, if such a thing existed. If you hit it hard enough, it'd probably shatter. It's very weak.
Is it locked? Is this building locked up tight?
Ironically, no. It is not.
Well, no need to stand on, hospitality will be hard to find here. We'll just make ourselves
So
at
you
home.
open the door. Everybody go in.
In we go.
Okay.
Yep.
You trigger a trap that detonates a large explosive. Everyone is dead. I'm just kidding.
Of course.
Oh, Master Miss, I'm sorry. I'm probably making you even more nervous joking around like that. I told her I was going to kill everybody tonight in jest. I think she believed me.
That's every night.
Well, you told me to make a new character.
Don't tell everybody. So you guys, you go in. The inside is fairly barren, very dusty. Those of you who breathe, it's hard not to kind of cough a little bit. Do you shut the door behind you?
Yeah, once everybody's in.
Everybody make me a perception check, please.
Okay. Can I ask, do we need to, do Wilhelm and I completely, just stop and start having asthma attacks? Or
No, it's not that bad.
Because
Yeah, no, it's not that
That's the
bad.
only reason?
Plus, you guys are probably wearing your
Okay.
masks.
Right, okay.
Very nice.
True.
Very nice.
And we have been doing treatments. I have been
Yeah.
sure.
Right. I don't know if we're
No,
still
you guys are
gonna
actually pretty
pursue
much
that,
over
right?
the treatment needs now. Yeah.
Okay. But I remember, I remember us saying that we had finished the treatments, but I also remember you saying, if we enter an environment that agitates our respiratory system, we're
Oh,
going to
yeah.
have a harder time.
No,
with
it's not
everyone
that
else.
serious. Plus,
So I was
with you
checking.
guys all wearing your face masks, because I remember you put them on before you left the building as a means to hide your
Right.
faces as well. So between that and whatnot, you're fine. No worries. Okay. So Sersha and Listener notice a small mound of sand in the middle of the room that seems to be growing up from the floor slowly.
Flawless. You love to see it.
As you watch, it begins to increase in size.
I reach out my thoughts towards it. Does there seem to be some sort of conscious creature
Yeah.
within?
It's sleepy. It's also thinking about something called waffles, but you're not really sure what that is.
What?
I look at Sorsha on my shoulder.
I look back at listener and I guess we're just sort of exchanging glances.
As you continue to watch,
Listener
it
gestures at the sand pound.
showing everybody, so everybody's aware of this. As you continue to watch, though, it reaches out a pair of arms in a very familiar stretching motion. And as the sand falls away, Vanwarin is revealed before you, stretching, smacking his lips, scratching his chest, and looking around at you.
Oh, it's you guys.
Where have you been?
Lauren!
I've been traveling. Where'd you guys go? I went ahead, but you guys took a long time.
Forsooth, his voice is so faint. And I'm saying that.
It's all good. I turned him up. We're good.
We went right here, of course.
Right here. Where is here again?
To be abattoir.
Oh yeah. That's the place.
Mhm.
I suppose.
How are you?
Oh, I'm great. I think. What are you doing here?
I'm just gonna casually start brushing the sand from your face. Just,
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that, but
just reaching over to shake your jacket a little bit to get the sand off of you. While you
Well,
talk, I'm just like, oh, don't mind
If
me.
she starts
dust,
licking her
dust."
thumb and going for your cheek, you know.
No, not that extensive. Just kind of trying to housekeep and make you feel welcome in the group at the same time.
The party's getting very close.
well, my
We are
non-existent
hiding.
jacket really appreciates that. Thank you.
Well, we've been trying to outrun people who've been chasing us.
Oh, well, it took a long time getting here. I kind of just took a nap for the past few days in the sand.
Are there no
Uh,
beds or?
Oh no, the sand's great. Oh, you should try it one time. Just get buried in the sand.
They've been trying to avoid getting buried.
This is
Out of-
weird.
Out of character, I know a certain Jacob who would love that.
Listener actually says, as long as you leave enough of the top part out, it is quite pleasant.
Oh no,
Sometimes
no.
you can reach the water underneath.
You want to go all the way down.
Yeah.
Oh wait, sorry. No, it must be a my kin kind of thing. I don't think you would survive under there.
You are the best at burying yourself in the sand.
I am indeed the best at hiding in the sand. My brothers and sisters cannot do it the same way at all.
He's the best at everything.
Oh, yeah, you got that
Have
right.
you claimed this dwelling for your own?
No, maybe. I've been asleep for like a couple of days, right? Long walk. So
If you have not yet, then perhaps we should.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. I guess so.
So would you like to set up a rest?
Listener is arranging Sorsha against the wall so she can get off her foot.
And Wilhelm, would you like to have a look at that now?
Of course. It's waiting for her to stop moving.
I believe basic first aid should suffice here. I think it's just sprained.
It is just
So just standard medicine roll.
At advantage, of course.
So 13.
Yeah, that's enough. I mean, it's just a simple sprain. You manage to wrap it really tightly. As long as you don't take any hard falls or direct damage to that ankle, you shouldn't inhibit your movement.
Offer you my cane.
Well, I appreciate that, Wilhelm. Thank you, but no need for the pleasantries or titles. I'm not.
So,
In case you need to walk, it is yours.
So I guess the real question is, where do you go from here?
Is there a hole in the ceiling?
There is not. It's a fairly, actually, solid construction. It's mainly sandstone, but it's 2-story.
Next question, can I make a hole in the ceiling? Because apparently these fists are steel.
I mean, if you want to try and
Listener pokes
if you want to
about
try
the
and
house.
punch through the ceiling, I'll allow it. No guarantees you won't break your fist.
Never mind.
Mhm. But
In
Just
a world
walk
where the
around.
DM warns you ahead of time that everybody's gonna die, do you really want to take a pot shot at what's keeping this entire house together?
That'd be a terrible way to kill the party.
Oh, you hit a support beam. The entire thing crumbles. Roll a dex save. at
Everyone's
disadvantage.
dead.
Oh,
but you do
no.
gain a level of monk
Yes.
before you die. That counts as monk training.
So, I will say, as you're searching around the house from time to time, you actually actively do hear a small group of Wraithguard mulling about, searching. In fact, you hear some door knocking not far away. Like the whole pound, pound, pound. Open up, Wraithguard! Yeah. They may be doing a house-to-house search. Which means that Wilhelm's cover only went so far.
Unfortunate. Do I discover anything interesting about the house? Does it have secret compartments?
Yeah, you're welcome to do
Upstairs.
we'll do an investigation. How about that? Investigation roll.
All right.
I would
If we had somebody else here, it would have been so helpful.
like to.
Say that.
I was going to say I'd like to do that
Go
as
ahead. Or if you'd like to assist, if you'd prefer, you can. I'll give you the advantage roll. It's up to you. However you want to do it.
Listener
I'm
is
gonna
very
try it.
investigative.
That's 7 is a pretty high bonus.
I'm going to try on my own. With the 8.
God damn.
So 19.
Still good. So the two of you searching individually. I will say that you do find like cooler storage in one of the rooms on the bottom floor. A small 8x8 compartment under the floor with a trap door. It was nearly concealed by the dust, but it doesn't go anywhere. It was mainly used to keep food cool by the look of it.
Mm-hmm. Listener looks down at it, looks at Wilhelm. I do not believe that we will fit. 8x8 foot, I imagine, rather than 8x8
Yeah.
tiles.
That'd be huge.
That'd be an enormous root
Yes.
cellar.
Probably bigger than the most of the house.
By 8? By 8 foot?
Yeah, not even an entire
That's-
square, basically.
That's a little bigger than
Yeah.
1 square.
A square is 5 foot by 5
I'm
foot.
thinking old school 10-foot squares. Sorry.
Yeah, but we're not fitting everybody
No.
in there.
Unless you guys want to get real cozy. And possibly stuck.
And possibly
that too.
suffocate.
Depending on the Wraithguard, that might be the better option.
Yeah, you know, it's not like one of us warned you guys ahead of time. We needed a doorman. I mean,
Well, you guys did leave bodies behind. I'm just saying.
I did just say that. We should have somebody to answer the door and say we weren't here. But no, abandoned building. Come on.
I'm Vanwarin! Would Vanwarin have been sleeping in an occupied building? No!
He's been with us before. They know his face. They're looking for all of us.
I know, but we have him back. Tell me you haven't missed this face. And I reach over and like lick his cheeks. Look at him.
I'm going
Haven't you
to
missed
snap
him?
at your hand.
Watch the teeth. Watch the teeth.
Yeah.
Watch the teeth. Don't
You
put
gotta
them
watch the
that
teeth.
close to his mouth. Don't
They are sharp.
Ooh. If you lose a finger,
They are very sharp teeth.
I understand that. And I respect that decision, Vanwarin. Don't do that again.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
fight me. Thank you.
No promises.
yeah.
I am at my most visible. Look how visible I am.
This is gonna be bad. I knew
I
it.
am going to visibly notice, listener.
Yes.
Jesus.
He's covered in dust. He's like a floating bandage. He's got his big cloak on.
Do you understand how painful this is gonna be for me?
Wait, when did you guys get a big green thing?
Who would you think was talking to you this entire time?
I thought it was my head.
No!
What?
You can't see him all the time?
I can. He's right there, but I
No,
didn't.
but like before.
I don't know what What are you talking about?
Out of character, I think Van Warren thought he was God.
Possibly.
I thought
I remember.
he was. I thought it was some sort of hallucination or
No,
something.
no, it's him. He's been here
What?
the whole time. Yeah.
Oh. I thought the acorn just flew into my hands, but you know,
Did you get the acorn yet?
I got the acorn. Yeah,
You guys gave it to him before he left.
and I left, and then I. Where's the acorn again?
Did you plant it? Please tell me you didn't plant it in the sand.
No. Maybe? No, probably not.
Remember what you did with it.
It's somewhere. I have it somewhere. Don't worry, it's okay. I'll find it
Check your
eventually.
pockets, please.
I'm going to put my hand through the holes in my pockets.
Ah,
Yeah, it's up my pockets, but hey, I'm sure I put it somewhere.
come on, Vanwarin. The fate of your people.
No,
rests in your-
it's okay.
in
We'll be
one
fine.
seed.
Yeah. I know the rest of my people. Blah blah blah.
Well, half of them would probably eat the seed if you gave it to them.
Do you realize the insanity could end?
What insanity. Rude.
Well, I'm not insane. Well, you guys are insane.
You know that tree with all the dead bodies piled up on it?
My juice is gross.
No.
You know that one tree you guys are trying to save with everything you have? Yeah.
Oh, I don't know anything about
that's
that.
the seed to that. So.
Oh, so you're saying I shouldn't have eaten? No. I would never have eaten that. I know what that is. I'm smart.
Yeah.
With the
How many
dopiest
times am I gonna
smile
say
ever.
I told you so. How many times am I gonna say I told you so in this session? I mean, here we are in an abandoned building with the Wraith Guard going door to door, sure to catch us because every single one of our faces is known to them.
Wow, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Making
yeah.
them rolls.
Yes.
All right,
One,
well,
one of us is
So
gonna
from
have to
outside, you hear
face
somebody,
the
kind of a
performance.
muffled voice, not too distant, say, I think I heard something over here.
Crap! Here we go.
I am going to stealthily look out the window.
You see a
Stealthily.
contingent of about 4 Wraith Guard coming directly for the door.
Hey, it's those friends you were talking about.
Oh no.
In our investigations, was there a back door to the building?
Oh no.
No.
Beautiful. Love to see it.
Hey, are they like hard to kill or something? Why are you guys running from them?
What do you mean? Okay. There's a lot of them.
We don't
First of all,
be killing
I can only
people.
count 4.
there's always a lot of them.
But I only
like-
see 4.
It's like ants or bees. There's always a lot of them.
What are bees? I haven't seen or heard of those for like
You forgot the
forever.
point.
You don't know what bees are? Have you never been to the Angamatai, like settlements and stuff? How else do you think they pollinate their crops?
Well, I mean,
Butterflies.
They would extra
he,
arrest
he
him.
did pass through the
Moths.
Angamatai lands with you guys on the way here. Yeah.
Yeah, didn't you see the things flying around making bzzz noise?
Oh no, I was
As
too
a-
busy eating the acorn.
Oh, don't you even joke about that. It's not an acorn.
Oh, sorry. The
This is your own culture. How are you this
seed.
offensive?
So somebody's pounding on the door now. Don't. Wraithguard, open up. Who's in there?
Here we go. All right. What's the strategy? What are we doing? Come on, let's do this.
Listener
I'm
takes up
just an
position
old
to
lady.
one side of the
Alright.
door.
Doom.
What are we
Open
doing?
up.
Everybody else should probably also not stand directly through the door where you're visible.
Okay, I'm just gonna
If
Hi.
possible.
fly back underneath the sand.
Yeah, I'll stand on the other side of the door.
That's a good move.
This
Van
is
Warren
there.
disappears into
Hi.
the sand.
You're gonna hear
Hi.
mumbling underneath the sand though.
Like I'm on the other side of the door against
Alright.
that wall, facing
Okay.
across from Lister.
Hey,
Hide.
same thing. Other side of the
So
door.
2 on each side, basically, and Van Warren in the dirt. Okay.
Yep.
I want to be behind the door though. I don't know if that's still
Yeah,
possible.
you 2 on the other side of it, more or less.
All right.
Don't. Open up, or we're breaking the door down.
That's gonna hurt. I don't say that out loud. It's gonna swing and hit me square in the
So,
face.
just to be nice, is anyone preparing an
What do
action
you
for
think?
if and when the door comes smashing in?
Okay. I have some stuff I probably should start doing. Just like preparing myself, setting my feet. Like I have
Because this could be a fight.
I have a dagger. I'm like
Is it going to be a fight?
mentally preparing myself.
Well, I mean, what else we got, you know?
My first strategy is gonna be talk my way out of it, and the second strategy is gonna be stab my way out of it.
Alright.
My strategy is going to be if they notice me, Saoirse is going to start playing the face that dims a stun.
Oh, nice. Alright. Anybody else?
If they happen to
Listen-
step on
Go.
my sand, I would love to just grab them by the feet and pull them into the sand.
It's a good tactic.
Yeah, the face that dims the sun is only if they notice me. Otherwise, Saoirse's staying.
Okay. I gotta pull that one up.
Yeah, I'm being as silent as
The
possible.
face that dims the sun. Nice. Alright. So, you hear the first thum of them hitting it. Thum. Second time. Last chance to do anything.
Reach over and grab the doorknob and open it.
Alright.
So that when they set for that third strike, they just
All
barrel
right.
through and feel
Alright,
like
I tell you what, that's actually a very good tactic. There is a natural rhythm to people doing things like this, and if you can catch it, you can pull this off. So let's
you said
let's
one,
let's.
2, and
Yeah.
then
I'm gonna see how well you time it. Give me a. Let's do a wisdom. Let's do wisdom for this.
oh no!
You gotta believe.
Before we get too far in, listener would prepare
All right,
one
what's that?
thing to he would attempt to grab somebody and then apply the sight to them.
Nice. You're gonna try and break them out.
Use the on touch.
One of them, not one of the team. Okay.
Not one of us. One of the
Just
assailants.
specify.
I'm gonna use a point.
You
I don't
you
think
don't
that's
need
high
to.
enough.
Don't waste a point. I'll say that to be nice.
That's
That's actually a good roll.
Thank you.
So you time it, you pull the door open just as he's slamming it. He comes flying through. It falls on his face. His gun goes scattering out of his hand. He's on his shield, on his stomach. He face plants basically onto Vanwarin's hidey hole. The other two are like, reaching through the doorway to try and catch him and missing horribly. And then there's the last one behind them all, who's a little more suspicious and has his gun drawn. So, this is your chance to do something before this turns into an
I guess
initiative
Vanwarin
roll.
would go off first.
All right, Vanwarin, what are you doing?
Well, if he's gonna fall face first onto my mound, which I find horribly disrespectful, I will have to pull him into where his waist and to his legs are the only thing sticking out of the
Alright.
ground. So he's basically only, torso deep.
Give me
in the ground.
a grapple check at advantage. A 2-hit for grapple at advantage.
You can use dexterity for that,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
I feel like.
He's a prone
Neat.
target, so
Dexterity. Here we go. Oh, acrobatics. That's right. You use acrobatics. Duh.
blam.
I think he's.
Whoa.
He's
Bruh.
SCREWED.
Insane.
Oh, all right. So yeah, you grab him and straight up this is one of those terrifying moments where you guys kind of realize and remember that Vanwarin is one of the elves of the god Goldisha. You just see his head and arms reach out with this big wide-eyed look and sharpened teeth glistening in the dim light as he smiles really big with a wide-eyed glance, grabs the guy under his arms and goes and yanks him down waist deep into the sand. You see his little legs kicking. Anyone else?
I love that image.
One of the ones that is reaching through the doorway after the guy, kind of following him, trying to stop him from falling. Listener will just reach out, touch the arm, and apply the sight.
Advantage touch attack, please.
Gotcha.
Do the two that are reaching for the other guy come through the door?
They're coming through, yeah. All right, Jacob, you got him. No worries.
Okay.
Very nice. Very nice.
Sure.
So now he is no longer seeing
No.
properly.
Are they in the doorway? Are they through the doorway?
They're coming through as we speak, basically.
If I kick the door, would it push them back?
All right. Well, no, the door's pretty weak. You'd probably break it by kicking it, honestly. All right, the guy you touch immediately begins to he falls to his knees and begins trying to cover his eyes and freaking out, screaming, "Oh my god, they're everywhere!"
All right, that's my free action. Who's up?
Anyone else?
Nope, they haven't seen
Um,
me yet, so.
Yeah, I don't know if now is the time for this.
Nah.
You guys have already gone on the assault, so.
Yeah, I'm not gonna move or do anything. I'm staying perfectly still, but I'm gonna make the one that is unaffected at the moment feel really sad.
No, make him feel uneasy and fearful, considering what happened to his two comrades. I feel like that would be appropriate. Scare him shitless.
Are you
Make him,
you're attacking with
out.
empathy? Is that right?
Yeah. I don't know if attacking is the word I'd use. I think fear. Not that we can actually talk about this because I'm not saying anything, but I think fear, sometimes people tend to lash out if they're afraid of something. Oh, get away, and they might end up striking somebody or firing a gun. If you give somebody sort of that depression of he's already like a cog in the machine. He's already like a foot soldier for the Empire,
So,
you know.
despair.
He's a very small piece. He's a very small piece of a force that he has nothing to do with and can't control. So that's the kind of sadness that I want to give him. Like, why am I doing this? Who are these people? You know, does he really even know us? Type of vibe.
Despair. Okay.
That's where I'm going for. I don't know if it needs to be despair, but I'm just saying sadness to the point of inaction.
Okay.
Hopefully. Not that I can be that specific. I don't even
No,
know
that's
if I can.
that's what it's for. All right. What's your save difficulty?
Spell save DC is I think it's 8 plus casting.
Your proficiency
mod?
bonus.
8 plus proficiency plus casting
Yeah.
modifier.
I think at your level, your proficiency bonus
Proficiency and
is
casting
what,
modifier
2?
is 5. Yeah.
Nah, it's 3.
So
We made it to
Oh,
3.
are we at 3?
At
Oh,
5th
yeah,
level,
you're
it
right.
becomes
So-
3.
Did
8,
we level? Oh, crap,
12
wow.
plus what's
I
your
didn't
what's
change
your
my
mod?
sheet.
Mod
3.
is 3.
Right.
Right. So 15.
Proficiency.
He actually saved.
Well,
Although you can see, like, he's looking around. It hit him, but it didn't cripple him. I rolled an 18,
alright,
though, so that's fair.
yeah, I'm
Mental
just gonna stay where
fortitude.
I'm at, you know.
Mm.
And
He is a Wraith Guard.
for can I
Yeah.
ask a question about one thing real quick? And you know, it's just I
Yeah,
don't know.
Of course.
Yeah, wait, never mind. It's too late. It's too late to use a luck point on that, isn't it? It's too late.
No. It's not too late. Go ahead.
Because I can't roll for my spell attack save DC, but I can hopefully use it for my opponent.
Let it go. Why not? What's luck for if not for everything?
Oh,
Go
man.
ahead.
What do I roll?
You know
for
what?
that?
I'll give you a D4.
Okay.
$15. You just nailed it. Just nailed it. See how kind I am?
Thank
So
you. Oh my
generous
goodness.
with the numbers when we make decisions like
Yes.
this.
This
So that
is
was
great.
really close.
Oh.
You had to roll a 3 or a 4. So yeah, you managed. You see him literally like drop his shield and gun and fall to his knees and start bawling like a little baby.
Aw.
He's crying. Something about his member not living up to expectations or something. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
What?
All right.
Why is he suddenly crying? I'm looking at him. I look at everybody else like, that's a weird reaction. But pretending to be surprised, like I didn't think this out.
Oh yeah, just for an act.
Why not, right?
That works. That works. Anyone else want to try anything? We've got the 2 that came through down, the 3rd standing in. He's still just outside the door.
Well, I mean,
I'm a
So,
reaction.
Well,
So I'm not going to act.
so Wilhelm and Sorsha are really the only ones left. You sure you don't want to do anything? It's up to you.
I'm as quiet as a church
All right.
mouse.
I want to reach around the door and grab him and
But
pull him in.
you already got your move, though.
Okay, never mind. I can't do
It's
anything.
all good.
Okay. I stand where
All
I'm
right.
at.
So, his turn. Unless anyone has anything else to say.
My freebie's done, my man.
Wilhelm won't act.
Won't act.
He won't. He is not someone who goes offensive, so
Alright.
he'll wait.
Saoirse's way too cautious and nervous.
All right. In that case, it's my turn. Oh, nice. You see a large oval-shaped device come flinging through the doorway with a very short burning fuse on it. It clinks on the floor twice. Clink, clink, and then just goes poof, and a green gas fills the room. I need everyone to make a con save, please.
Include me? I'm
Except you.
underground.
Including me? I'm a plant.
That's a good point. Very good point. And excluding you as well.
We're still wearing those masks, right? Did we get advantage on
Not
that
for
con
this,
save?
no.
Ooh.
Acid.
Wilhelm, Sorsha.
Hell yeah. Oh, no,
Oof.
no,
All right.
no.
So,
Oh, man. With my lungs? No.
Sorsha, you are at disadvantage for anything you do. If you have a song that requires a vocal component, you're going to have to make a check to pull it off competently without hacking and coughing through it.
Okay.
Wilhelm, Master Miss, you're debilitated. You're not doing anything. You're rolling on the ground, hacking and coughing. It's like your lungs are burning with chlorine all over again, is what it feels like. This is enough to exacerbate your underlying condition at an extreme level. You're not taking damage from it, though, so don't worry. It's just you're debilitated for at least 2 rounds. So that said, let's go ahead and roll for initiative.
Yeah.
It did not send my initiative to the tracker.
Well, we don't have tokens. So I'm
Oh,
not
you
sure
know,
it
that's a
can.
good point. That's a good point. That's all right. What do we got? 12, 4, 20, 22. My goodness. Look at you guys. So,
On top of the -1, I'm not sure I've ever rolled above a 10 for initiative.
that is funny.
The game knows what I'm supposed to be.
All right, so let's just remember this. We got Genesis, Wilhelm, Vanwarin, Sorsha, Listener. Oh, jeez. Come on now. Yeah, and then me. So, here we go. Master Miss, Wilhelm, Vanwarin, Sorsha, Listener, and then me. So, Genesis, you're up. You're debilitated, but I'll give you an opportunity to try and do something if you want. Depending on what you try to do, and I'm saying this because you're a mentalist. You don't necessarily have to have physical cohesion to do what you need to do. You may have a disadvantage, but you can still try to do something.
I don't know, man. I'm on the ground. I'm coughing. I don't even know if I could think to do anything. There's this gas bomb. Is it constantly emitting gas into
No,
the
it just
room?
spooshed out. It'll be clear in a couple rounds.
Is he in the doorway
He's
still?
outside of it still. He's got his shield planted in the ground. He's actually standing behind it with his gun on it. It's a gun shield.
Is there any way to clear it faster?
If you can think of something.
Can I take the gun shield from the crying guy?
That's requiring a physical activity. You won't be able to pull that off this round.
how's the crying guy impacted by this cloud of gas?
He's crying and snotting and coughing, and it's pretty gross.
Gassed the shit out of his own
He
guys.
did. He did without even a moment's concern. You can hold your move if you want.
Yeah, I'll hold. I'm sorry, I'm lagging here. My brain's like, I want to make him join us in this room of dust. I want to cause him to willingly step foot into this room, but I don't know what form of empathy I would use for that, and I'm kind of stuck on the vibe I want to put out. So that's very ruthless evil over there. So I'm just gonna, wait a second while I think about it.
Yeah, of course.
That's all
You're
right.
good. You're good. Wilhelm, you're kind of in the same position. Is there anything you can think of that you might be able to pull off? No?
Nope.
Okay. No
Just gonna
worries.
skip.
Vanwarin, you still got a hold on old boy.
Yes, I
You
do.
gonna try and just keep him there? Suffocate him?
Oh,
You
yeah, I
can-
suppose so. Maybe
You
drag
can
him
gnaw
down
on him
more.
a little bit if you want.
Oh no, I mean that'd just be pushing the stereotypes of my race.
Alright, so you're just gonna keep holding him, suffocating him?
I will stab him in the
Okay,
neck.
go ahead.
Yes.
Give me a 2-hit roll. At advantage.
2-hit roll. Oof. Oh, that was
Yeah.
advantage.
That's plenty. Go.
All right, and just
Yeah,
smack
give
him.
me some
Right?
damage.
And sneak attack. Oh yeah, that's a thing. Hold on, wait a minute.
Yes,
You have
do.
those.
I have those things.
He has no idea.
I
What do
hear
Poor
have
guy has
that.
now?
no idea what's going on
3d6.
right now. He's having a bad day.
Nope.
That'll work.
13.
That definitely works. Yeah, you can just immediately begin to feel the sand around you become warm. And tasty. Very tasty. All right, Sorsha. You did see Wilhelm and Genesis kind of crumble and begin hacking and coughing on the floor.
Yeah, I'm checking out my songs real quick. Let's see. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try this. Targeting Wilhelm, because I think it's important that the, Doc be taken care of first so he can, in turn, take care of all of us. I am going to start playing Coming Clean. It is percussion. This pounding rhythm will literally drum impurities out of a target, removing the effects of poison or
Very
disease.
nice.
This song will only affect non-magical impurities and will not remove spell-like effects.
Very, very nice.
Targeting
Very
Will.
nice. Very nice. All right. So you start drumming and playing your song. Let me see here. That is level 2. Instant. Very nice. All right. Boom. All right. As soon as this begins,
That was cool.
you just hear her kind of beating on the wall, or do you have a drum?
I wonder if it would be more impactful if you just drummed on his
You
ribcage.
just beat it out of him.
Yeah, I've always,
I'm sorry.
especially for Built Upon Rubble, I've just kind of done it on my
Okay.
legs. So that's what I'm
All
thinking.
right. So kind of ham bone in it. That works.
Ham
There you go.
boning.
That's
Okay, I'm
it.
done.
All right. Wilhelm, you immediately begin to feel better. Like you're ready to go.
Nice.
All right. So you're on your feet. you'll be able to go on your next turn. We'll say you're getting up this round, basically. All right. So that brings us to listener.
We made it down to me already. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We're good. Okay. Well, second verse, same as the first. We've got 2 incapacitated.
3.
I guess my question
3,
to you...
technically.
3, that's right. 1 is upside down in the sand.
Still kicking.
But there's 1 more outside
Yes.
that door. He's a bit of a problem. My question to you, my friend, can I apply the sight to multiple creatures?
Yeah, it's a touch attack. You don't have to focus on it.
Perfect. I would like to just come around the doorway and reach out.
Okay. This is going to be a little tougher, but go for it. Wow. Okay. Listener ain't playing.
Serious business today.
All right. He's holding strong, though. I will say that. You can tell he's like flitting around. His eyes start moving like crazy.
So he has not broken, but does it still apply disadvantage to him? Good to know.
It's still an effective attack.
So...
Just didn't crumble him.
Yes. That's fine by me. My long-term plan is when I come around again, I'm going to try and grapple him, but I probably can't do that this turn. Given that I've applied the sight. It's up to you. You tell me how that
basically grabbed
works.
his face. If you want to try and turn it into a grapple, because it was a successful touch attack already.
It was a successful... Yeah, it's the same roll I would have made.
Let's do an opposed strength check. Because he is set with a shield. Just keep in mind, like, he has a gun aimed on that shield.
Yes. He's going to have a hard time aiming it correctly, but, you know. There's another 15. Let's see another 20.
Oh.
No.
All right, so he yanks back as you try to grab him. Kind of removing. You still got him with the sight, though.
Very good.
So
that probably took all my movement. I'm very sorry.
All right. So it's his turn. He's firing at disadvantage.
At disadvantage. Oh. It don't go so
really
well for
does
him.
Not. And on a firearm, a critical failure is a misfire. So his gun actually detonates. The powder blows back at him, hitting him for 5 points of damage, scorching his face. His gun is now useless for the time being.
You love to see
lucky. It. All right. That brings us around to Genesis.
Okay, so is this the turn from before?
You haven't gone yet. You can still go and basically do 2 moves if you want.
Okay.
If you can think of something you can do from the ground.
I think I want to use the first one to put on my Peacebound mask if I'm allowed to do that. On top of the fabric thing I might be wearing to assist in the filtration process.
No, that's fine. Okay.
Just try to spend my movement in the first turn righting myself, hopefully, trying to like slow down the attempts at breathing so I'm not like hyperventilating. And then the next first turn just kind of, mask try to, stabilize myself, look around, see what the condition of everything is. And then, second turn, look at this Scorch dude. Does he really think this is a good idea?
You trying to put doubt in him?
Do you really think this is a good idea? Why don't you come on in?
All right. You gonna try and coax him in?
So, this is odd, okay? I perfectly understand this. It's very odd. Okay? But empathy can be used to befriend animals and calm those suffering from non-magical fear effects. But it can also be used to gain advantage in persuasion skill checks.
Do you want to try and persuade him in?
Yes. So I can stab him.
So you're gonna try and persuade him that you guys are
Come on.
friendly and just want him to come in. Well,
Yeah.
you're a mentalist. That's what it's about.
Just
Go ahead. Let's see what you got. I will say you're at a disadvantage already, but you get advantage on persuasion because of that ability. So you're just rolling flat right now.
okay.
Blam! Look at that. All right. He's about to stumble into the room then. Look at you guys go. All right. Wilhelm, I guess you're up.
Alrighty. How badly injured does the one Wraithguard look like? The one who got shot and who the gun backfired on him?
It hurt. Like his whole face is blackened and bleeding and cracked. But he actually kind of looks at ease about it, strangely. You're not really sure why. Maybe shock.
So there are 4 of them. There's one the Vanwarin is doing Vanwarin things to.
Just Vanwarin things.
That's yeah. It's great.
There's one that is greatly upset.
Crying.
It's the
I'd
one
be
that
crying.
seems to be coming in. I see that one coming, getting ready to come in.
Right now, he just looks strangely at ease, like he's let his guard down.
I'm gonna dose one of them with the psychotropic.
Okay. Which one are you dosing?
None of them seem like an immediate
Not
threat.
at the moment, no. Ironically.
One's with Vanwarin's, 2's crying, 3 has the sight, 4 is outside the door.
That's the thing. I want to hit the. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until if one of them seems like they become an outward threat, then I'm gonna try to dose them.
That's fair. All right. In that case, Vanwarin.
Well, is the guy still moving
he's still
around?
Struggling.
All right. Well, I'm going to give him the good old
Try
one,
it,
too.
go for it.
Well, one.
Stick him again.
Wow. Going to do the same
That's fair.
thing, huh?
But no, that'll still do. Like I said, he's basically a prone target. All right.
15 piercing.
His legs stop kicking.
Ah, well, my work here is done. I suppose I'll just push him out of the hole. It'll just flop onto the
Alright.
top,
Yeah,
bleeding
everybody
out.
sees
Oh,
that fresh corpse pushed out of the sand hole.
you may or may not hear a burp.
Probably
May.
do.
Probably do.
Probably do.
Oh, I love the mental image. It's hilarious.
All right, Sorsha, you're up.
All right, so coming clean, the playtime is 3 minutes. Do I need to be playing it for the whole 3 minutes for Wilhelm to be good?
It's an instant. I would say at least as long as the gas is in the room. Otherwise, it'll just affect him again.
Okay.
'Cause-
I will continue playing it, so Wilhelm is okay. I was thinking of maybe switching targets to Genesis, but I want to make sure
Well-
that we're all good.
Okay, yeah. I will say next round the gas will be dispersed. So you'll be all right
Okay.
then. You can switch targets then and safely. And get her back on her feet.
All right.
So you're gonna just keep up with what you got? All right.
Yeah. Keep
Good
up with
deal.
what I got.
All right. And that brings us back to listener.
That's loud.
Looks around. Things are pretty chill. Pinging everybody. Can we say that I figured out multicast? I've been trying to figure out multicast for days with the telepathy.
How to hit multiple people?
Yeah.
We'll say it's single cast, but at the speed of thought. So
Can I just
That'll do.
ask a quick
Uh-huh.
question?
Mhm.
Since we have 2 people out at the moment, can we just take a quick short break?
That's
that's fine.
probably wise.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, we will be right back. Hang in for the thrilling conclusion of this combat round.
Indeed.
We're back. All right. Excellent. So, I believe we were still in initiative. One man standing.
Was
Yes,
my
it
turn?
is. Listener is up. What would you like to do?
I look around, I see 4 largely incapacitated combatants out of a very large number in the city, and I rapidly ping across everybody. Now perhaps it is time to leave.
Valid point. Valid point.
You should have an opportunity to respond to me. How does everybody feel about this idea?
I agree.
We need to make sure that we're out of reach and out of danger of these 4 first, but yes.
One of them's not a danger anymore, that's for sure.
An empty building will be safe.
It was till you guys started arguing.
Sure. Yeah. Not like I warned you in advance, but okay, let's go. Yeah. Sure.
Listener, lacking a self also lacks an ego. Therefore, he doesn't feel bad.
All right. Well, I guess.
I guess Kris is momentarily
Yeah.
gone.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all right. That'll bring us around to the other last guy's turn. He'll stumble in and immediately
Begin
start
coughing.
coughing, but he's looking around at everybody, kind of smiling like he's happy to see you.
Since I'm outside, I guess I'll ask. Is there anybody else coming to kill us?
Are you asking him?
No, you.
Oh. Nobody that you can see at the moment, at least. Although, well, no, you probably wouldn't know that. About the Wraith Guard being a highly organized squad with very good communication.
It's one of those assumed
Yeah.
things.
Mm-hmm. So we should get out of here, no?
Yeah, that was the opinion.
Okay.
Out of the house or out of the city?
I want to inconspicuously be the last to leave this particular
Right, so
building.
is everyone exiting the building?
Yes.
Seems like time.
If the coast is clear.
So far, are you exiting the city or the building?
We can't exit the city. They had the main gate covered. So unless Vanwarin can dig us all under the walls, that's going to be a tricky one.
Well, assuming that's the only way out that you know of.
That is the only way out that I'm aware of. I don't suppose we would have spotted any others, you know.
I will say this, even though he's not here. Vanwarin did not come in through the front gate.
True, but I assume he literally took the
No,
sand.
the sand does not allow for movement. It's only hiding.
Oh, okay.
So,
But then I guess we're gonna wait for him to get back, because that's an important one.
oh yeah. In the meantime, though, are you just going to leave that dude in there? Because he's probably going to follow you. He's feeling friendly. He thinks...
I have plans, but I can't enact them until he gets
Yeah,
back.
because he thinks your eyes are all buddies.
Because I need everyone to agree that we should go, and then make steps to leave, and then let me be the last out.
Uh-oh. Are you murdering again?
So I can do what I want to do.
Are you murdering again?
No.
Maybe a little.
Man, Genesis, bloodthirsty. Who knew?
And this has a bit of a dark
Yeah, a little
streak.
bit. Just a little.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, while we're waiting, would anyone like to do anything else?
Am I allowed to use movement to get up off the floor?
Yeah, no, the gas is pretty much cleared out at this point. You're good.
Alright.
Alright, so I'm gonna, now that's pretty much cleared out, I'm going to swap over coming clean to
Alright.
Genesis.
So they'll pump your lungs, basically.
Okay. Thank you.
Pump your lungs. You needed it.
This
Here
will make
should-
what I'm
here
gonna
should get
do
the
next really a lot easier.
Well, what is it you're wanting to do, Genesis? If it's not a big secret. Oh, okay.
It is. I'll wait.
For GM exists.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll wait. Because I want to say it. I want to talk through it. I don't really talk much, but I have plans.
All right. Well, I don't think he even completely knows that we didn't fully discuss it, but yeah. Vanwarin does know an alternative way out of the city.
Yeah, I think we need to know where we're going before we set foot out the door, and I think I need us to set foot out the door before we start, before I do what I want to do. There he is. Great. Okay.
Welcome back.
Hey.
Back.
All right. So what did you need to say?
So where we're going?
Oh, Vanwarin, they were discussing getting out of the city. I don't think we discussed it, but you actually do know an alternative way out of the city. It's how you got in.
I do not believe that we did discuss that.
Yeah.
Where's Mom?
So yes, I will.
If you want to tell them, I'm just saying you don't have to.
Oh, of course I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, sure. I
because you
will.
didn't come in through the front door.
Of course not.
Yeah, you came in.
If I did that, I'd be dead.
You came in through the broken lash. Which
I came in through whatever that
broken
is.
lash is basically like the seediest, most disgusting, irreputable dive bar in town.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, you came up through the wine cellar, basically.
Well, all right then. I suppose I will lead my friends to that location.
So you guys see where you're going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes, that lovely
Yeah,
northwest
it's number
corner.
7 for those of you watching, up there in the corner. The key's not showing in the window there. All right, so how are we doing this?
Let us first
stealth.
allow Master Mist to do the
Oh, yes,
Master
good
Mist
point,
thing.
good point.
Counterintuitively, I want to go last. I want to go after you guys
Okay.
leave. I want to make sure we're leaving before I say what I'm gonna say. We're
Yeah,
leaving, right?
we're leaving.
We're gonna
We're
go.
out. We're out the building.
You guys are out the door. All right, I'm following behind you, and with the dagger that I have in my hand already, I'm just gonna casually be like, "All right." I want to pat the injured Wraithguard soldier on the shoulder with my left hand, and casually run the dagger across his carotid with my
All right,
right.
so you're going for a throat slash.
My logic behind this is that I have the what is it? Energy medicine thing. So I've kind of gotten a little bit more knowledge of the physical form. I've just seen this other guy try to slit his own throat and have it sewn shut. So I would know where to aim the dagger and how to do this in the same like smooth.
Possibly not quite so scientifically, but you have seen enough throats slashed in your lifetime to understand the basic concept.
Mm-hmm.
So, based upon the effect that you have on him, and the fact that he's partially blinded right now anyway, give me an attack roll at advantage.
Okay, attack is. That's not dex.
It's
just...
dex. It's a
Okay.
finesse weapon, the dagger.
Okay. Okay.
Roll a 1, stab yourself by accident.
Okay.
You got one more. It's advantaged.
Oh yeah.
Not
I didn't.
Not that
toggle
that was a terrible roll.
Oh.
So yeah, 16. Give me a damage roll.
Okay. Okay. The dagger is I think a D6,
D4.
right? Do I just roll with the weapon?
You should
in
be
the
able
sheath?
to. Yeah.
Oh, that. Where is it?
You rolled a weapon proficiency. That sounds like a lot of damage.
Attacks and spellcasting.
It's not in
Yeah,
that.
let me see here.
Really?
I have a +3/0. I don't know what that is.
Morning Star. Oh, you don't have it actually in your attacks. You have your Morning Star up there, and not the dagger.
May not be set as equipped in the
That's
equipment
all right.
section.
Just roll a D4 plus 2.
The bat about the skeleton. See what you're saying? You just.
There you go. All right. You drag it along his throat. Immediately begins the arterial spray catching you just a little bit across
On my back,
Well, you're right next to him.
I have my left hand on his shoulder. I'm facing the door. He's facing away from the door. And I reached over across my body with
Oh,
my
you're-
right hand to
So
slash
he's
him.
facing away from you, is what you're saying. You're doing this from behind.
Right. Right. I'm picking an
Okay.
angle that's like
I thought you put your arm around
the
him, like,
last
"Hey,
point
buddy,"
where
and
I
then
can... No. I'm intentionally facing opposite him, standing to the side of him, so I don't get caught with the spray. And if I do, it'll splash me where it's not immediately visible, and no one will know what I
That's fair.
just did.
That's fair. All right.
Because of the medical stuff, I'm strategizing.
All right. Give me a dex trick.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's not too difficult. You're fine.
Okay.
He
All right.
turns around, looks kind of shocked at you, and grabs his throat, like, what happened? Well, I thought we were friends. And then immediately falls to his knees, spewing blood everywhere, and begins to gurgle and gurgle and gurgle.
Wait. What?
Just step outside.
She's shutting the door.
Step outside, look purposefully to the left with a concerned expression like, how are we going to get out of here?
All right. So I would recommend moving because they're not all dead.
Yeah,
Oh yes, moving
Where we
is the
going?
plan.
So you got
Vanwarin's in the lead.
where are we going?
checking on Saoirse, make sure her
Oh,
ankle's
yeah.
fine. We're all good, right? Are you okay, sweetie?
I'm good. Yes.
Where?
We are definitely going to the wonderfully pleasant place that we're going to escape out the back.
Are you?
And I will roll stealth.
Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. The stealth for Vanwarin won't be too much difficult.
I don't know. I could roll a 1.
Just don't go right.
You're gonna pass 3 patrols on your way. So I'm gonna give them 3 perception checks. There's 1. You're good. 2. Still good.
Oh,
3.
snake eyes.
Still good. All right. So just to save time, you guys sneaking through the alleys around houses and tents and old crumbling structures around the back of the fallen tower you were staying in, through the ruins, and then into the side door of the Broken Lash, which the sign above it is literally a whip that's been snapped in two. You go inside, nobody notices. You even come in, the room is filled with smoke. It smells of sour ale and ancient spilled liquor, vinegared wine, urine, vomit, other bodily odors. There's just packed shoulder to shoulder.
If you never clean up the alcohol, it eventually forms a lacquer-like surface on top
Which
of
is
the
why
bar.
your feet are sticking to the floor.
Because we can. Because we
Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
Because
This is where all the laborers come, as well as the criminal element of the village and whatnot.
Well, I'm gonna go with them.
All right, so Vanwarin, now you can beeline straight for the basement. Honestly, you know how to get in and out if you want to.
Huh. Well, you know what? Sure. We'll beeline straight for the basement. I assume that the basement is mostly made out of, well, there's wood somewhere.
Oh no, it's all stone.
Nope, not at all. What's the, is there a trapdoor? Or is it just
This-
like a
It's
hole
just
in the ground?
a stone chunk of stairs that go down. There's a
Alright,
small
then,
iron grate over the entrance, but it's not locked.
Alright, well, I guess we'll head down there and beeline straight through it.
So you make it without incident. really. Is everyone following, or does somebody want to stop for a drink or something?
I don't trust the water here. I think I'll just go on.
We're on the run. There's no stopping for
Fair
drinks.
enough. All right. So Vanwarin will open up an empty cask, which reveals a tunnel that leads down and under the wall. It's a short tunnel. It's probably dug by Goldowina, much like Vanwarin. It may have been dug by Vanwarin himself at some point. Who knows?
I should know.
He'll tell you he did, even if he didn't, because he's the best tunnel digger around.
I mean, everyone
He's
knows
a
Everybody
that.
knows that.
everything.
We've heard.
Master of it all, duh.
Of course.
So you come out just outside the wall into the wastes. You can immediately feel the heaviness in the air. Is everybody wearing their masks?
Never took him off since we left
Um,
the inn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
I
a
have
mask?
peacebound
Masks
on
and
too.
heavy cloaks and all that. Okay.
Mhm.
In that case, you get to switch. All right.
Oh, hey.
Now this is more
Look at
representative
that.
than anything. Let's see, center it in here. And then we will look at you guys,
Hey. You love it.
the whole group. So you guys are basically coming out around here. This is the waste where you're at right now. Over here in this area is getting dangerously close to the void. Genesis, Vanwarin, potentially listener, might know that this is actually the Butcher's Block, these ruins. Just so you know.
Wow, such useful information.
Now that may be less relevant to Vanwarin, for instance, than you guys at this point, but yeah. Genesis, you would definitely know. Now, that's not encouraging you to go there, although you're welcome to, but this is the local overland.
So, where were you guys headed? I mean, I was planning to go back to my land, but
Unfortunately, we were heading here.
here, as in, I guess you pinged what I think you might have pinged.
Oh,
The city.
Ah, well, we
understand
made it
the-
there.
I understand the importance, but I'm just like, I don't know if I should say that's the thing that the guy was earworming us about, because I don't know if the dead guy was in league with the other one, or if
you're just all confused.
It's not like we can see it.
You're just all
Yeah.
confused now.
I mean, if we wind up there anyway, which we probably will, I don't really need to say anything, do I?
Where are you thinking of winding up?
Question.
Huh?
Question for
What's
you,
that?
Church. How bad was the territory as we approached the city?
As far as
Surviving.
it's a desolate waste populated by all manner of void-born horrors, bandits, Galdashot elves. There's almost zero water, and if you can find it, it's most likely tainted. The sun is out for about 6 hours a day. It's extremely arid and dry, and the very air is mildly toxic to breathe. Not to mention the...
So like a 7. 7
yeah,
out of 10.
Yeah, 7.5 if you count the potentially toxic fallout if you take your masks off for too long and breathe it in.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
Are we looking at listeners' summer home?
potentially. I mean, this little crater over here has got a nice, je ne sais quoi.
Hey, this one down here looks like it actually has a little pool at the bottom of it. I'll just stand in the middle of that and stretch
There
my
you go.
arms out.
Pray for rain.
Yes.
Yes, but it is remarkably hostile territory.
Yeah. Having made it outside the walls of the city and away from marauding bands of wraith guards, we should probably sit and discuss our long-term plans.
Wouldn't hurt anything. I will say,
Are we visible from the walls of the city right here?
if the torch runners saw you, they probably honestly wouldn't even care. You're outside the walls.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't even care. I will say that you guys are like a long way from anything.
Yeah.
If you have access to the world map, you see like Abattoir is a long way from anything. You got Sandwisp to the northeast, probably a good week's journey. And the edge of the Angamote lands to the south, probably about an equal distance, about a week's journey. And you were hard pressed to get there through there the first time.
Can we see the front gate, like the gate we
No,
came
you guys
in?
came out of the northwest corner. The gate where, if you look on the map there, you can kind of see where the gate would be. That would be accurate. Yeah.
If we could.
All right, so where are we going?
I don't even know at this point. Honestly, I would. The wastelands are so desolate. I would almost say we go back to the Angamote, but
Let's do it.
I don't know.
It's not like there are enemies anyway. Let's go there.
True. At least we can find vegetation and other nourishment there.
Strategize better and clean air.
Yeah.
Air could be clean. Air can be clean.
Yeah, you don't. Oh, never mind.
Wait, what is clean, anyways?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
If you guys could get into the void area, you're not too far from the wreckage of the Fettered Cloud.
It's very easy to get into the void area. It's very hard to be in the void area.
We go there, we get caught full circle in the same trajectory and storyline of the Halloween thing, but we get a different deal in order to go back somewhere that we need to go.
It's like Inception.
So we would get instantly transported to the Shadowfell.
Get stuck in a negative plane and have to make a deal with whatever big teeth grin is in order to get back to our plane so we can fulfill the
It's like Inception.
Yeah.
No, all
Wow.
planes are cut off,
Yeah.
basically. Like, can't even get to the Shadowfell. So no,
Yeah.
Not to the DM they are.
Oh, no.
I'm just saying, that's the stuff of
Oh, yeah.
nightmares.
There's worse things in here than probably in the Shadowfell, honestly. Yeah.
Yikes.
The closer you get to that middle.
Alright, folks, let's go. Let's go.
Alright.
How many days across the wastes would it be to get someplace like the Ongamute lands? I figure it'd be
At
some
least
travel.
a week of like hard travel. And that would be just to get to the
So-
edge of the Ngamute lands.
Yes. The reason we headed this way, obviously it happened off screen, so we didn't have to work it out in advance, but the reason we headed this way is to get out of heavily Becklerite controlled areas, the Ongamute lands being one of those, if I remember right. It's being essentially a Becklerite protectorate.
Yeah, they're have very, very active trade dealings, but they have active trade dealings with pretty much everyone.
Mhm.
It's the only
Oh.
clean land left. So
Well,
of
beyond
course
the point of
It
inception,
was very
which
nice.
is still fairly clean, but it's a real weird place.
Yeah, and I, unfortunately, we don't really take visitors at home.
No, it's private territory.
Wait.
But
What?
we had hoped that this far to the outlands, the Wraithguard would not bother pursuing, but it appears we were not right.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna stand here? Is that what you're telling me?
Well,
I do not know what is wisest in the long
to the south,
run.
you've got
I am not
to the south,
certain.
you've got the bulk of the Wraithguard and the Becklerite Intelligence Bureau. To the north,
Yes.
you've got the League of Steam. So you've gotten a bit of a pinch. However, you are technically in Ventrite lands. Well, Ventrite and Galdosha lands. So it's a little bit of a lawless zone.
So by that logic, we should head east.
Depending on how far you want to go.
League of Steam to
Are
the
there
north, left,
places
right,
of
and
your
Wraithguards
people's
to the-
lands that
Just so-
are gone?
Sorry, I was just gonna ask, just so I understand where the map is. League of Steam to the north, Belkerites and Wraithguards to the south, Voidlands to the west.
Yeah. Do you have access to the world map?
I just have the picture of Abertoir where we are with the voids.
Yeah. No, I mean,
And I just wanted to make sure because I know I saw you click the sort of northwest segment where that crater is as where the void is dangerously close.
The world map is in
yeah.
the
If you look
center.
in Discord, the
Okay.
world map's there in the Cairne channel.
Okay.
You can actually, if you click on open the original, it'll open a higher resolution version.
Okay.
But Abattoir is on the east,
Okay.
just north of the Greenland's Commonage.
Oh, zoom. Yeah. Okay. It's gonna. Okay. Good. Okay. That's larger. That's great.
I will say, like I said, the dangers of going north means you're going deeper into the Badlands, meaning it's just going to get worse. If you head south, you are
Right.
kind of heading back into Becklerite. Well,
Fair
not
enough.
Becklerite controlled lands, but
Listener actually has a question for Genesis, an in-character question.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anywhere in your people's lands where the Wraithguard will not follow?
Try to get some later.
the Wraithguard are not welcome in Ventrite cities.
You're off mic
Oh,
there,
am I?
Church.
Oh,
I don't.
weird.
Nothing.
Huh.
I heard you that
That was
time.
weird.
Don't really want to get into my people's lands, but alright.
Yeah, I was going to say that the Wraithguard are not welcome in Ventrite controlled territories as far as their settlements go. So anywhere like Sandwisp, Dusty Shore, Dusk Psalm, Hand Over Fist, you're not going to find them there.
Don't really want to get into my people's lands, but you're gonna go there anyway. I'm not gonna help you.
Let me see.
I came here to get away from that, but alright.
If you want to go back.
You guys insist. I mean,
So which way do you want to head?
You know,
Ah,
this is the only choice, right?
No.
well, there's many choices. We could sit here, make supply raids upon the city through this cellar, survive. Hopefully the Wraithguard presence may die down over time.
Mhm.
No.
Not a fan.
If I may, you have to figure out where we will be at nightfall. Nightfall is not a place to be in the open.
Mhm.
No, it's about midday at this point.
So if going somewhere, we need to be able to find shelter within the next 4 hours.
Mhm. So shouldn't we get to stepping?
I mean,
I
you probably
agree.
don't want to hang out here in the ruins after dark,
Mm-mm.
because I can already tell you, listener, there are hungry spirits in this area. You're not familiar with this except for maybe some brief glimpses from the collective. There's things drifting around out here in the
Indeed.
ruins that are not normal. Like you can feel them.
The spirits, strangely enough, would ignore me, but they would gladly eat all of you.
Oh yeah.
And then something slightly more physical will come along to eat me.
Oh yeah. You're like that little kid sitting on the bus going, "I'm in danger."
I'm in danger.
We should get moving, shouldn't we? Raid
Yes.
outward.
Yeah.
Yes?
How's our supply situation, quite frankly? I don't know what we arrived here with. If we just set off into the wastes with nothing, we'll die as certainly as sitting still.
You,
We should have
like
rations.
I say, you pretty
there.
much have what's on your sheets. Nobody went shopping in town.
Well, I also can try to find food.
Yeah, Vanwarin can probably help a little bit too if he so chooses.
Maybe. Just not my corn.
So what are we doing?
East. Is that the consensus?
If we look east on the world map, the only settlement that appears to be, eastwards that's marked is Sandwisp.
Yeah,
Is that right there, Church?
that's about a week's journey. A hard journey too.
And it might put us beyond the range of the Becht, but hey, Genesis. If we set off for Sandwisp, are you going to Sandwisp?
I guess.
It's Sonic. Look. I don't like it.
Don't have much choice, do I?
I want to. Yeah.
I will say, Genesis and Vanwarin, what you guys are talking about is a trek through like hard
There's a
desert.
monster. They're gone.
Ah, the resources.
So you will
for
be
this.
trekking hard through extreme terrain and temperatures with no sources of water. So
Yeah, we're gonna need some resources.
A big old, not even a pony keg, a full keg of water, and Listener just straps it to his back.
Maybe if we wait out here for a couple hours, the Wraithguard will leave and we can go back in. Because I doubt
We
those
came out
pansies
through a
wanna actually
tunnel,
be here
right?
at night.
There was a tunnel that leads up through this cask in the floor. Sort of a false bottom, right?
Considering what happened in that house we were in, I don't think the Wraithguard will be leaving anytime soon.
oh no, You guys
Why
have
don't
left
we
a
just
trail
stay
of
in the
bodies
basement?
now.
We can stay in the tunnel. The tunnel seems safe.
Why don't we stay in the basement? That way we can use the tunnel to get out if we need to.
This is a fair suggestion. I just feel like the people of the inn might actually go in the basement sometimes.
It is where they stash their
Care if they
ale
do.
and stuff.
It's not like they even
They'll
notice we
wonder
are
why we're
here.
there.
Alright. So we're just gonna be cramped in the tunnel now.
It's a long tunnel. There's plenty of room.
It's actually a pretty short tunnel.
Whatever
but-
you say. Alright, let's do this. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of whatever this sand, dust, cough area
Alright.
is.
So back into the tunnel.
You're very quiet
Am I?
there, Church. Your microphone does not pick you up at all for anything.
That's weird.
Bump,
That
bump.
is very weird. My mic's being wonky.
Mhm. It sounds great when it picks you up. It's just inconsistent.
Hmm. Yeah, that is weird. If it keeps going, I'll switch to push to talk. So back into the tunnel?
But tell us about the tunnel. Is it a good shelter, or is it just wildly uncomfortable and unbreathable?
Well, it's moderately breathable, but terribly uncomfortable. It's literally just a hole in the dirt.
That sounds comfortable to me.
Matter of perspective, I suppose.
Everything's coming up Vanwarin.
How are we supposed to establish a watch order and take a rest with a hole in the ground? Is my question. We're gonna be in here all night.
That's a very good question.
So that's why I was
Probably we
saying
can
maybe
sneak
should
into
use
the
it.
basement once it gets late enough.
Why not just do it now?
For the same reason I said, basically, if the inn is operating and they're serving people booze, they're going to keep coming down to the basement. They might wonder why a collection of slightly bloodied, very strange-looking people's just chilling.
Yeah, it's normal.
Slightly bloodied? From what?
It's normal.
Vanwarin is just covered in blood. He was in sand full of
This
blood.
is true.
What do you mean slightly though? I mean,
He's a little bloody.
he's still
He's a little
dripping.
bloody. Just
And I don't really have blood, but there's a bit of lymph coming around the bandage.
Oh. That's
Chlorophyll.
another thing. Should we be out here with that? Think about it.
I hate to bring up another possible complication.
Hmm.
Sorcia's leg, I've wrapped it and everything, but it's still sprained. I don't know how fast she can move.
In cramped quarters and a hole in the ground, may be difficult to keep it in a restful position.
Well, it's true enough.
So even if there are people that keep coming down there, maybe we could take shelter or stealth or hide behind some obstructions that already exist in this basement.
Basement it is.
We haven't even looked. Is
so
my point.
into the basement you go, I take it. Back into the basement entirely.
Back into the basement, I guess.
So you guys huddle
Alright.
up into the basement. Once again, your
Tell
your
us about the
senses are
basement.
assailed immediately with a variety of repugnant smells. As I described earlier, the basement is literally just dug into the earth, barely reinforced with bits of stone and rubble, most likely scavenged and pilfered from the ruins that they found here. Large, misshapen casks, and I say casks loosely because they're made of all manner of things, from bone to hardened leather to even rock in some places. You can imagine that whatever's in them probably tastes really awful. Some of them are basically just stone buckets with a leather cap. There's also piles of refuse. You can tell a number of people have used this area to relieve themselves from one orifice or another. And you're pretty sure in the very back corner, the pair of feet you see sticking out belong to a corpse. Listener, you can probably verify this by the guy that's standing over it, scratching his head.
Ah, fresh one.
Whoa.
There's one set of stairs in and out aside from the tunnel.
Oh.
I check out the dead guy.
Gross.
He looks like he's been there for about a week, actually.
Catch a knife.
Looks like he's.
Frequent occurrence around
Looks
these
like he was probably
parts.
strangled.
Yes.
Between the cloth over my face and the peace mound mask, I'm hoping that I can like tolerate this area for long enough.
What time of day was it when we finally made it here?
It was noon. No. You guys started it this morning when you guys left the Blacktooth Grin, the inn you were staying at. So, like I said, it's probably still about midday right now.
Very good. Very good.
Wilhelm, do you have any sort of fragrant herbs that I could use for a second?
A sachet, Plague Doctor style.
Like a plant or anything?
Should have.
Whoa. What's around?
I don't have anything written down. What's the chance I've got something in one of my kits?
Nothing that would be fragrant, but something that would be aromatic enough to cover it and not smell as bad. You probably have. But it's not really an improvement. Since most of what you're using is like roots, tubers, and fungus.
I'm watching my Sonic. You watching Sonic? Yeah?
I have lots of alcohol. I disinfect things, and we can. I don't know if it'll help the smell, but
Is
make it
Russian
smell.
gas mask, which is to say, is sock soaked in vodka.
Close enough.
Fortunately, most of my herbs and stuff have been processed. Don't create a necessary odor.
Fair enough. I figured I'd ask. We're gonna like try to plan for this, or deal with the smell, or put the dead body out the hole, or.
I have no nose.
It's true.
But for those of us who do.
The body's probably the least smelly thing down there, really.
It has weeks to go yet before it's really a
At
problem.
least it's not in the sun.
Can I determine if there's any... Obviously, outside, there is all the different atmospheric effects. Can I tell if this particular atmosphere here in the basement is going to have a detrimental effect to us? If we're here for an hour, are we going to start having effects?
No.
Because this is all going to start.
You don't want to
causing
start dragging open wounds through anything remotely resembling a surface down here. Or, lick the walls or anything. But as long as you're, not doing that, you should be okay. Why did you guys want to try to rest here or something?
If we stay here, we're gonna
We
looking
live
at
here
the
now.
plan to stay here overnight. Are we planning to use this dingy, seedy tavern as entrance back into the city at nightfall? What's the plan? Because if we're gonna rest here overnight, we need to plan for the smell.
Oh, so wow.
Because it's
Ugh.
terrible.
It is quite bad. I'm not gonna lie to you, my brain is flagging at this point. It's been a long day. So for long-term planning of what the party should do, especially in character, I'm not gonna be of much help at this point.
Any ideas? Anybody? Do you
It's just at her
like the
wit's
smell of
end. She
chamber
doesn't
pots?
Yeah.
Well,
It's
here's a
good
good idea. We'll decide
fertilizer.
after a long rest and next week.
So
Yeah.
you guys want to try a long rest here?
I throw out an alternative. I'm still backing the long rest and everything.
The
Mhm.
tunnel would be a cleaner up.
What if we see if we can rest in the tunnel if it's safe? What if the rest of you wait here, and I go see if I can get stuff possibly from the benevolist?
Can I add on to that? Punch up that idea?
Sure.
We all know Vanwarin is the best digger. Can you expand that tunnel a little bit in the interior so it's a little bit more comfortable for us to rest in?
I will say he may say he can, but the ability doesn't do that.
Sure, I definitely can do that thing that you just asked me to do.
Cool.
Removes a 1 foot by 1 foot square. Like, you can fit in that, right?
Yeah, totally.
I can fit in that, but I'm very good at contortion.
I don't know, it's just a thought because of her ankle, you know.
So are you guys going to all rest in the tunnel?
I think the people who are resting should be in the tunnel. People who are on watch should be in the basement.
Okay.
But that's just the thought.
Do you have a watch
know?
order?
What if we two people per watch, one at either end? The one on just inside the tunnel, so we don't get surprised on anything inside of the tunnel. In the basement.
I'll take the just inside part of it, but I do want to point out that listener doesn't need to sleep, right?
That is, by and large, correct.
So I take the first watch, but I would be spending that time looking around outside, making sure, like, looking through the tail end of that tunnel to the outside, you know, as armed as I can be with a morning star and the ability to let listener know if I see anything, so we can plan.
So is listener
that up.
taking the cellar?
I can, in fact, take the cellar watch. What I'll actually do is I will take off the robe so that I'm my translucent self from the shoulders up, and I'll just stand in the cask with my head peeking
That'll
out.
work. That'll work.
And I can maintain a mental connection to Genesis the whole time, actually. And we can just
Alright.
chat.
So how long are you guys
I will-
planning to rest? It's gonna start getting dark in about 3 hours.
Can I say what we're talking about, though?
Oh, we would probably just chat. Listener would tell you about he's been working on trying to do like broadcast communications because it's so slow doing this, this one at a time back and forth thing. Except when he tries to do it the way it works for the OM, it's just like you guys can't even hear it.
Yeah. And I'm talking to you about the combination of synesthesia and empathy to try to try to improve the actual surroundings that people interact with versus what they're actually in. Change the world around them to become what I want it to be. using those combination of abilities, but I don't have that skill yet, and I can't actually do it. So that was one of the thoughts I had about the room because it smells so bad. I could use synesthesia and empathy to make everybody feel better about their environment, but at the same time use synesthesia to make it smell better.
Well, it wouldn't
But I
change
don't
the
know.
smell. Synesthesia would just allow you to see the
Yeah.
smell or hear the smell.
Be optimistic about it, you know.
Maybe stink has a lovely tone. You
But-
never know.
That would be
Just a
awful. But it's
bruised
just
purple.
conversation, you know.
All right. So
Just a thought, because I've always wanted to combine things.
so
I
we'll
just
we'll
can't.
say hours pass, right? You're resting.
Mhm.
Um,
Wow, little monster Sonic.
yeah. So
Aw, so
hours
cute.
pass. You guys are kind of chatting mentally in silence.
That's Sonic. It's
Mhm.
so real.
Suddenly you hear singing.
Oh, I
in the
see
tunnel.
eyes. Woo! I'm so scared. Hey, that's me.
Does it sound, as Genesis would say, like sunshine?
Oh, it's playing right now.
Whoa.
Oh, I've not got the sound on.
What is that? Moderately alarmed.
Whoa. A me monster. Sonic.
So, Sorsha,
Whoa, that's me.
give me a perception check, please.
Yeah.
Noise.
Actually, Genesis, you as well.
Oh, wow, Sonic. Also, maybe just Sonic.
Nice, nice.
All right.
I'm not feeling confidence about this at all. I don't
So cute.
feel good about this at all.
We got it all.
Just normal, right? Even though I'm on edge and
Just
actively
normal.
watching. Okay.
Little Sonic.
Oh no.
All right, yeah, you're peering through like the little gaps in the gate that leads outside, desperately looking to see where the sound's coming from, but you don't see anything.
I don't see anything. I'm freaking out over here, guys.
Sorsha. Oh my goodness, this is like totally. Yeah, let's just do this. So there's a very small gentleman sitting right next to your head, singing as you awake to the sound, Sorsha. You should be able to see him now. The first thing you
I
notice,
don't see anything.
did the picture not pop up for you?
No, it did not.
Anything now? Alright, well, let's do this. I'm going to put him in your journal and then try, since it's mainly just you. How about now?
Yeah, I
Okay,
see it
there you
now.
go. Yeah, he's basically like sitting next to your head, right over you, singing to himself, holding your key.
Don't see anything else out here.
It's try and squeak.
Looking in there.
Oh no, holding my.
Holding your key.
Uh,
Yes.
Use that.
As his song ends, he looks down at you, winks, and disappears.
Oh no.
That's what we're
Damned
calling tonight.
leprechauns.
Sorry, that felt like the cliffhanger. That now we cut it.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't see anything.
Genesis
guys.
is still looking through the cracks in the what's going on?
I'm not even looking behind me. I'm just like face out, like facing outwards to the hole out to the void, just eyes peeled, looking around in all directions, not seeing anything. I don't see anything at all, guys.
You'll never see the wee folk that way.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Nat one. Wow.
He's very friendly looking, don't worry.
At least it doesn't matter that I saw it, because I don't really know anything about it.
He was smiling and singing a lovely song.
Well,
I know?
Saoirse will tell you all about it next time because she is going to be freaking out. In 3, 2, 1. Next time on.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, to you, my lovely players, as always. We will see you next week.
Not next week. Not next week. Not next week. Not
Next week is booked. Booked solid by Sigil
Well,
Confidential.
we'll still see them next week, though.
We will see you, it's true. We'll have different
Yes.
faces on.
But we will continue in
2 weeks.
2 weeks with the adventures
Dun,
of
dun, dun,
Air.
dun.
Well, that makes the cliffhanger even
Slug
worse.
all ya.
Yeah, or better.